What is going on YouTube? Today I have an awesome video for you guys. Now this is going to be my desk setup video. It's not going to be like what you usually see on YouTube where it is super clean, neat, and aesthetic, but everything that I have on my desk serves a purpose, and I think it does something kind of cool or unique that you may have not seen before. Before I get into this video, if you leave a sub, like, and comment, it does go a long way in supporting the channel. And if you're interested in anything that I'm going to be showing you in this video, if I've made a video on it before, I'll drop a link to that in the description. And also, if I have like an Amazon affiliate link or something like that, I'll also drop a link for that as well. So if anything catches your fancy and you purchase it below, it also supports the channel. All right, without further ado, let's get into this. So I'll be the first to say that I am not the tidiest of people, but I may be one of the nerdiest. So if you see my desk, I actually have 3 screens, but not 3 monitors, but I kind of use them as 3 monitors. And what I mean by that is I have the ASUS I forget what it's called. I used to have the LG 32-inch monitor that had the speakers and whatnot. I'll drop a link to that in the description below, but I ended up swapping that out for this ASUS one. I haven't made a video on it yet, but the primary reason for me doing this was for that KVM switch USB-C functionality. What that means is I could have my gaming PC hooked up to this monitor, as well as my MacBook Pro, my 1X Fly F1 Pro, anything that has a Thunderbolt or USB 4 connectivity. I can then plug in and it'll automatically be connected to my keyboard. I have the Stream Deck hooked up to that, and I also have some speakers hooked up. So I think it really helps out while I use my PC for gaming and fun and my MacBook for video editing and whatnot. So having a one-stop shop, one cable solution to just have fun or work at the click of a button is very nice. And I actually ended up, I had my mouse on it originally, the ROG Harp Ace, I think it's called. But I found if I just took the receiver out, put it in my PC, connected my Mac to Bluetooth via that mouse, then I was able to just kind of switch the mouse to Bluetooth, click it, and the KVM switch would automatically pick up on that, switch over to the MacBook, and it is such a seamless experience and is pretty cool to use. I've gone over my monitor, and I think that's very clear as to why I have that on my desk. And some of the other neat things about it, you know, it's 4K 240 hertz with a little switches over to 1080p 480 hertz, so that is also phenomenal. It is a matte screen, but that doesn't really bother me that it's not glossy. I'm not, you know, one or the other. I think if you get either of those type of monitors and you have it, you're gonna enjoy it. That's just my 2 cents. But the other two is obviously a gaming laptop, my ROG ASUS M16 2023 with a 4080 and Intel something, what have you. I'll drop a link to the video I made of that in the description below. That laptop, I think it was released in 2023, and I have been so tempted to get a G14 or a G16, especially with the 5000 series chips. They're sleek like MacBooks, they have OLED screens and all that, but Old Faithful here has been doing everything that I need it to do, and I could honestly foresee it doing that for the next 2 or 3 years easily. And another thing is, I don't really have a reason to upgrade it at this point. I take it with me when I travel, and even then, I'm primarily like playing my Switch 2 or my 1X Fly F1 Pro, so there's no real need to upgrade it. I'll tell you what I do with it sitting on my desk right here. Everything, all of these screens, you know, you may be thinking an iPad, that's an Apple device, and a PC, you have Windows, and then I have another, technically a PC, as in the Windows laptop. Like, how do I consider this like a 3-screen setup? And this is how I do it. So I have my Stream Deck, which I'll get into that a little bit in a second, connected while I have my ThieAudio Hype Force connected to that Stream Deck, and the audio jack in the back, and my iPad is actually connected to the display port out USB-C port on the motherboard via USB-C straight into the iPad. Utilizing an app called Duet Display, I'm able to then use my iPad as an external monitor, and it is like the coolest thing that I have ever seen. And in order for this to actually look nice and, you know, be at the correct angle, I have the Benks magnetic MagSafe iPad stand. I may be butchering that name, but it is such a cool device. Like, I can rotate it at any angle that I want, and I could tilt it, and more importantly, if I want to take my iPad out of the stand to go and do iPad things, I just remove the USB-C cable, pop it off the magnetic stand, and go about my day. And one of the biggest reasons why, like, I wanted to have it this way, well, there's a few reasons, honestly. Let me just go down the list real quick. Number one, I felt like I was kind of underutilizing my iPad. Don't get me wrong, when I travel and I use it on an airplane or in a hotel, I use that thing to my heart's content. All the YouTube shows and the Netflix and reading on it, you know, manga, what have you. But I felt like when I was at home, sometimes I didn't really have a purpose for it. And now, of course, I have the 80% charge limit on it, but it stays living on my desk. So every time I come and I sit down, I'm playing some Street Fighters, my game of choice, I will hook up that iPad, have a YouTube video on the side, and I could actually use the Stream Deck to kind of toggle a play pause function I have set up on it. So when I'm waiting in between my ranked matches, I could binge watch some YouTube. I know it's like the ultimate smooth brain, like I can't sit still type of thing, but being able to sit back and relax in between some of those sets and watch a nice YouTube video has been awesome. And you know, I have a Stream Deck. I just got it, so I'm kind of very new to figuring out what it could actually do to its fullest extent. I mean, I know it is built for streaming, and I used to stream way back in the day. I don't know how many of you guys watched back then, but that's maybe something that I'm gonna get into at some point, because this Stream Deck Plus XLR thingamajig has that XLR output in the back. So kind of future-proofing myself to, you know, get a mic, maybe get back into streaming one day, and then using that iPad maybe to monitor OBS or chat or something to, you know, see all two people that may be in the stream at one point or time. So with everything that I add to this setup, I'm kind of doing it with like a future proofing or ability to add on to that in the future. And I think if I just got like a little second monitor here, it wouldn't really kind of, I don't know, it wouldn't be as cool as having an iPad there. And Benks, again, they make an 11-inch iPad stand, which is what I have, and they make a 13-inch as well. But having that 11-inch M4 iPad OLED as a secondary monitor, just to have little YouTube videos there on the side, is phenomenal. And I also don't really have enough desk space, if you look behind me, to really have a second monitor. All right, now you may be wondering, my laptop, how exactly am I using that? And to be honest, most of the time it is closed, but if I want to, you know, multiply my productivity tenfold, there's an application, I think it's called Elgato Wavecast, to where if you have a PC and another PC on the same network via the interwebs of your home network, they could pass audio through. So what that means is my main PC, my desktop, is the host, and then this laptop kind of connects to it, and I could literally hear everything that's going on through that laptop into my PC, going through the Stream Deck into the ThieAudio Hype 4s, and it's pretty cool that that's even possible. So YouTube video on the iPad playing in my ear holes, Street Fighter playing in my ear holes, laptop could also be playing in my ear holes, and all of that can kind of be controlled through the Stream Deck more or less, which is pretty neat. Now, sometimes my son likes to come and watch some Street Fighter games or just see what's going on behind the desk. So I take out my IEMs, and you can see on those little speaker shelf stands there, I have audio engines, HDs. I don't know, I'll put the link down in the description. But seeing as the ASUS Alamino, whatever it's called, doesn't have built-in speakers, having those desktop speakers has been a very nice addition to this desk setup. Okay, so I feel like I've gone over those 3 screens, which I feel like may be the most eye-catching piece of this setup. So let me start going over more of the peripherals here. My keyboard is the HHKB Professional. I don't know, I made a video on it. I'll drop it down below. It's not, you know, one of the most crazy polling, wooting keyboards out there, but typing on those Topper switches is just such an amazing feeling. And I have some random Razer like wrist rest to go along with it, just because I find it comfortable connected to that. Even though the keyboard is Bluetooth and battery powered, no one can deny how nice a coiled cable is. Got that from Glorious. And to pair with that keyboard, like I said earlier, I have the ASUS ROG Harp Ace on top of the Razer glass mousepad. I got the Razer one just because of how clean it is. And look, I know we all kind of hate on Razer nowadays, but that little sleek Razer logo is pretty neat. I know that this may not seem like much, but charging my laptop is the SlimQ 330 watt charger. You may be asking yourself, why am I even mentioning a laptop charger in this? Well, that's because not only does it have an output for a laptop charger, but it has 2 USB-C ports that I use to, well, one cable is just a stranded USB-C cable that I have to charge any random thing that I need to that has USB-C. The other one is going to this Anker 3-in-1 charger that I have. It's a Qi 2 wireless charger, so I could fast charge my iPhone. I could throw my Apple Watch on it when I'm sitting at my desk, and also charge my AirPods as well. So that is a nice little piece of the setup. And then when I am on the go or traveling, it packs down super slim, and I throw it in this little orange doohickey here, a desk caddy if you will. That is the Evergoods Cap 2, and I have a lot of stuff just kind of sitting in there to where if I am going somewhere, it's as easy as throwing a couple things from my desk in there, throwing that in my backpack, and then taking it to go. And when I get back, everything that I need is readily available in that little pouch there. I will also drop a YouTube video for that as well. All of these drawers here in this little generic IKEA desk are filled with random stuff that I throw in there and have not looked at in months or maybe even a year or two, to be quite honest. So I hardly go in there. Mostly everything that I use is sitting on top of my desk. Now going into the back of my desk, I have this little 2-in-1 laptop. I think it's advertised as an iPad holder as well, but I use it for my MacBook and for my leverless fight stick that I use to play Street Fighter with. So keeping both things back there keeps the desk as tidy as humanly possible. Like, I'm not, you know, a cable management wizard or anything like that. I think, as you can see, this is how my desk always is. So that gives me at least a little bit of sanity. My main way of listening to audio while I'm sitting at my desk is through the ThieAudio Hype 4 IEMs that I have, and I do plan on dropping a full review of those soon. So if you're interested, you know, drop a sub and all that good stuff. But I also have hooked up the SteelSeries Arctis Nova Pro, and those are sitting on the Benks, I believe they're made for AirPods Max headphone stand, and I do bring my AirPods Max in every once in a while, so I'll throw those on the stand as well, but my AirPods Max are kind of moving around sometimes in my gym bag, and I use Wicked sweat cushions for those, so don't worry, they don't get too nasty. But that bank stand is made out of pure aluminum, stainless steel, I don't know, but it's heavy duty, very nice, and I think it'll look great on any desk setup. As for the Steel series, I've fully moved over to IEMs at this point for the most part, but the fact that they have that built-in mic to play with friends in some games is a very, very nice thing to have on the ready if I need it. And that headset, I feel like everyone knows how awesome it is at this point. In fact, you could just swap out a battery, put it in the dock station that lives on the desk that also works as a receiver, is a very nifty trick, and it also sounds great as well. Now, I know I've talked about my PC a little bit here and there. I made a very in-depth video of me putting it together and all of the trials and tribulations and heartache of putting together my first PC. But just give you a quick little rundown of what's in it. It's got a 4080 Super 7800X3D, 64 gigabytes of RAM, 2 terabytes of storage, and it's sitting in an NR200P Max case. If you're interested about that PC, like I said, I made a very extensive video of me building that thing. And I keep it on my desk. As you can see, it's not, too crazy RGBs or anything, but I put that little glass kind of a side attachment there so you can see the 4080 Super light up, and I think that very subtle little GPU light up is just a very, very nice touch. Look, I'm getting older, but I still like a little bit of RGBs. One of the final little accessories or peripherals that I have on my desk is the GameSir Cyclone I forget what it's called, but it's I think only like 40 or 50 bucks, and it's a phenomenal controller. I'm primarily a keyboard and mouse player. Honestly, I play Street Fighter most of the time, so I'm playing on my leverless controller. But anytime I do want to fire up a campaign where it's obvious that you should be playing on a controller, that is my go-to, and I absolutely love it. I did mention my Audio Engine desk monitors. It is kind of funny. I asked ChatGPT what are some good desk monitor stands for it, and it gave me these stands that are just way too big. But it did kind of work out because I could throw my Google Nest Wi-Fi mesh little point up there. So it receives the Wi-Fi from the main router that's connected to my modem, but I could hardline that into my desktop to give me the fastest of interwebs. So I think that's a pretty cool little touch. If your main PC isn't near your main router, having a mesh system is a pretty awesome workaround to getting hardwired into the internet. All right, you guys, I think that was a pretty extensive video regarding some of the stuff that I have on my desk. I love hearing from you guys. If you have any questions on anything, please leave them in the comments down below. I love hearing from you guys, and I think I said that already. I don't know, it's pretty late right now. Thank you for stopping by, and I'll catch you in the next one later.